And one of those helpers was former New South Wales Police forensic specialist Peter Baines, who was part of the team back then tasked with identifying bodies of victims to send them back to their families. And now he's just finished a nearly 1,400-kilometre run around Thailand to raise $1 million for Hands Across the Water, a charity he started to help children orphaned by the tsunami, but has since grown to support the region more widely. Since its inception, it's raised more than $35 million. And I'm pleased to say that Peter joins me now live from the first orphanage that he opened. Peter, what an incredible effort. Congratulations. What was it like being on the ground back then, helping people, that made you so committed to wanting to continue to help them even 20 years on?
Yeah, thank you for having me this afternoon. And I think what it was 20 years ago was I saw an opportunity to do something for the children, and I accepted I couldn't change what had happened, but it felt within my capacity to do something around what happened next for them. And to be honest, it was a decision that I thought by building them a home that their needs would be answered and the job would be done. But here we are almost 20 years on, and it very much occupies every day of my week, and we continue to work over here and support the broader community and many additional communities, not just those that were originally affected by the tsunami.
Why is it that people there still need help 20 years later?
Yeah, well, Thailand's a developing country, and you don't have to step too far outside of the Bangkok to find those who live in abject poverty compared to Australian standards. And out in the regions, they don't have the social structure or the resources, and the homes that we support, many of the children arrive at the request of the government, of the social welfare, of the hospitals, of the police, who have no other options. And the children that we take care of, they might be with us for a short time while we help repatriate families. They might be with us for a longer time. But we certainly accept that the best place for kids, all things being equal, is with a family. But when things aren't equal, we provide an option, and as I say, whether that's short or long term. And it's long been the case that it's the communities we support reach much further than just the tsunami that brought us over here 20 years ago.
It's incredible, the work that you're doing. And now it's been 2 decades, obviously, but do you remember what it was like confronting that scene, having to identify victims after such a devastating event?
Yeah, absolutely. The first time I visited Thailand was here in response to the tsunami, and I arrived into Phuket airport on a flight from Singapore, and it was a deserted airport, and but covering the walls of the airport were photos and posters of those who were missing, left by relatives, and then, within hours, I was in a helicopter flying up to the devastated region and the temple of Wat Yan Yao, where there would be 3,500 bodies in that one temple that we would spend. And when I say we, I mean the entire forensic community that would come here, would spend over 12 months working to identify the 5,500 bodies that were recovered in Thailand to repatriate them. And those images and those scenes from those early days have never left me. And it serves as a reminder as to the power of nature destruction. But as the Prime Minister said, the good and the humanity that can come from such destruction.
Yes, well, the help that you and the others provided in those horrific circumstances is certainly the positive thing that we saw come out of this, and the fact that you're still doing it so much later, that commitment is incredible. What prompted the idea for this particular run around Thailand, and what challenges did it throw up running around the country?
Yeah, well, as I knew the anniversary was coming, I wanted to do something significant, and there was three levels to it. One was to raise $1 million on top of the annual funding that we have to raise to support the kids that we have through university and the staff and the upkeep of all the premises. So the $1 million I wanted to raise would go towards building an agricultural learning centre and a hospitality training centre. And that's for the community and the kids, the older kids, to give them opportunities for further education and employment, which then creates sustainable options here. So that was the first reason. The second was to raise awareness. We've raised $35 million since I started, and most of that has come from the generosity of Australians. And sadly, we're pretty much unknown here in Thailand as a charity. And I hoped that by the activities of running over this 26-day period and through Bangkok, we would raise awareness of what we've done, and I think that's been achieved. And then the third reason was to do something memorable to mark my time here. And running from the northeast region, the town of Yosaton is a home that we've been supporting since 2010, and the obvious finish point for the run was where I am today. The first home we built here in Takiwapa, about an hour and a half north of Phuket Airport, and the area which was the most devastated here in Thailand.